to the SK1 Show, Season 1, Episode 7. Okay, y'all. I almost went over on the news today, but I didn't. I promise y'all part 2, and that's when I'm going to bring y'all a part 2 to the SK1 Show. Alright. When I last left off, I was talking about Jay-Z and Beyonce. Now that story go a little long than it goes, but I'm gonna step aside from them for a little second, and I'm gonna take it over to Sean, Diddy, Puffy, Brother Love, and the name goes on and on and on and on and on. So just in that week, me doing that particular episode, Puffy house got raided. Both of his houses. Now the crazy part about that is that, the not only the feds, boy, they send them peoples at them. So y'all know that's deep. Now, I'm just gonna say this. There's been other YouTubers and etc. stating that, they not gonna go on the fence as whether he did it or not. You know what I'm saying? So they not gonna claim it. They not necessarily saying they not gonna, go into the whole thing. They just not speaking it because of the simple fact they don't. And that's the truth. That's the truth. We all don't know. But on the same time, when you getting evidence right there stating, and like I said, they haven't locked him up yet, but it's so much evidence. They basically got him like they got Keefy D. Basically, when they went up in Keefy D house and they raided Keefy D house, they found some kind of evidence to lock that man up. That's all I'm saying. So I don't know too much about all the other stuff as far as sex trafficking. I don't know about any of that. Only thing I know as far as what I've been reading is that Puffy been in a lot of mess since. And I don't think they just picking on him now. I think it was bound to happen. But I can honestly say when he did that thing against Ciroc, when he, did a little stuffing, little crumble with Ciroc, the whole Ciroc business, I think that was something that broke it more into them wanting to take him down. That I do think that much. But I'm not going to come out my mouth and say that, I don't believe that he done this. I'm not going to say because I did the same with R. Kelly. I'm not going to, I don't say that I don't believe R. Kelly, did what he done. Back in the day I would have. But these are human beings just like anybody else. If something being stated, you cannot say that you know what they done or you don't know what they done. Because everything is allegations right now. And that's what it is. It's allegations. Is being guilty until proven innocent. And that's on his defense. Now his son is involved. I forget the son's name, but is the one that, you always seeing in the awards and stuff like that. Boy, look just like him. You know what I'm saying? But he involved in some stuff with, forcing the girl to drink a drink that he put a pill in. Yes, Diddy forced, Combs Jr. or Combs, whatever his first name is, forced, I'm gonna get that name. But right now, I'm in the middle of talking this, and sometimes my stuff be random. But, he basically forced the girl to take and drink a drink that he put a pill in. Alleged, but this is something that was on one of them tapes. But I'm saying alleged because, I have no knowledge of knowing what's what. I'm just talking from sources. You know what I'm saying? And another thing, Diddy getting sued because it happened at one of Diddy parties. I'm assuming that's where it was at. It had to happen at one of Diddy parties because of the simple fact, if there's a lot of people in there and a lot of people involved, and the son try to force the girl to do whatever, and basically, I'm gonna play the clip, but I'm assuming they said he did something with her. You know what I mean? So that will be considered as rape. If that come out as that, then yes, him and his father will be responsible for that particular lady. And another thing, I've been seeing a lot, and it's to the point where as though you don't know what to believe or not to believe because it's too many allegations now. When a bunch of allegations get involved, some gonna be false and some gonna be true. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like when they did with Bill Cosby. Some was false, some was true. It's just like they did with R. Kelly. Some may have been false, some may have been true. But R. Kelly's story. So that, somewhere down inside that R. Kelly is a predator. He loves young little girls. So yeah, he at where he should be at right now. If anybody don't think R. Kelly should be there, I don't know what to tell y'all, man. Facts been proven already that R. Kelly been touching on little girls. He may not touch all the ones that y'all think and y'all seen and that was on Surviving R. Kelly, but he touched somebody child. You know what I'm saying? So on that note, it's tough when you hear other people come out and say, yeah, y'all just want to find a way of tearing a black man down. There's always a billionaire that you just want to tear down. Why do people want to always tear a billionaire down? I'm going to say this. And I'm going to say this clear. If the billionaire wasn't involved in a lot of stuff that was around him and a lot of things to not get exposed by, then the billionaire wouldn't worry about get ready to have to go down. And it'll be just allegations. So like I said, he proven guilty until he proven innocent. So allegations. So it's not the simple fact that somebody trying to take a black man down. It's a simple fact that what's going on, and sex trafficking is real. There's a lot of young girls being taken by evil people in the world. So that's something serious, and that's a serious charge to have for anybody to go against. So why should I be the one sitting up here and saying that, because his name is Sean P. Diddy Puffy Combs, that I don't think he ain't had no involvement in nothing, like that. Why should I sit up there and say I don't think he had anything to do with it? All I'm going to say is that it's somewhere down the line, if he didn't do what they saying and all what they saying he done something, and that's how they get you. They get you like that. They get you in the game, they get you there, and you are being used as a puppet. So the moment that you don't make the moves that they want you to make, or the moment that you don't buy what they want you to buy, or if you try to buy one of their empires, then they could shut you down. They can shut you down. They can either kill you or they can ruin you. Look what they did to Kanye West. They could either kill you or they could either ruin you. But Kanye West speaking out on it. Kanye West letting you know right then and there, like, look, I don't care what they do. I'm speaking the truth. Because Kanye West speaking the truth against them and they trying to call him crazy. He could be crazy. But Kanye ain't that crazy. He a brilliant person. You know, you sit down, you hear Kanye West talk. You gotta really pay attention and listen to when this man talk. Some of the stuff, I don't agree with everything he say. But when you sit down and really hear him talk, oh yeah. That's why that man was a genius in his music. Big up to Kanye West for the whole producing, you know how that production thing go. So, big up to you, man. You know what I'm saying? But Diddy, on the other hand, I can't do props like that because I don't know what this man did. You know what I'm saying? And Kanye was another billionaire, but they ain't doing pedophile out on him. You know what I'm saying? So, why y'all always talking about somebody trying to down, you know? I mean, look, it is what it is. You know, some people are lucky enough to get that kind of money. But then you got a question. What did you do to get to that level? Because there's always somebody out there that push forward to what you doing. Now, Diddy, on the other hand, I understand how he got that money. I know why he got that money. He got that money because he did our business around music. And he didn't pay all of his artists. He left his artists for broke. So I know Diddy had a lot of his hand tied in a lot of stuff. So yeah, that's how he became a billionaire. So Diddy did earn his billions. I'm not saying Diddy didn't earn his billions. It wasn't for music. Diddy didn't earn all that money for music. Part of it was for music. But other stuff that Diddy was doing to get that money, you know. But that's what I'm saying. They're getting connection with people that could get you in connection with people that could get a business running and going. You know what I'm saying? You know, you got a system. It's a system that you went through. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, who am I to say he done it or not? I'm just not going to say that I don't believe he didn't do it. And I'm not going to say anything as far as what Diddy did or he didn't do. Because, for one, if you get up there and you try to defend him, you know what I'm saying? And then it goes to come out and he really did what he done to them girls, then you going to be looking stupid. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm not saying anything that, you know, I don't believe, Slim Doug always been cool. You know what I mean? People hear Slim Doug, he get up there, it was like, yeah, you know, it's always the black man, you know, when Diddy was selling you his rock and stuff like that, people was all team Diddy and stuff like that. And then when this happened, people want to turn their back on him. No, people turning their back on Diddy is because of the simple fact they don't know what's going on, so they don't want no involvement of it. You know what I'm saying? So, and I like Slim Doug. Slim Doug always, you know, been a great rapper, man, from Houston. You know, Slim Doug been doing this thing since he been doing it. You know, the 2005 era, 2006 era. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I mean, I heard a lot of other people speak out, you know, and Luke spoke out, you know, and I mean, most of these people know Diddy, though. So, you know, it's always three sides to a story. There's always three sides to a story. One of them people that know him, you know, they gonna speak out. But I'm telling you, when Cassie came out, sorry, Cassidy, when Cassie came out with what she said, then that was, you know, that was the whole thing right there. How Kim Porter wound up dead? We ain't gonna get into that right now because I gotta get into a break. When I come back up off this break, you know what I'm saying? This will be video instead of just podcast. I was gonna doing on music playlist in, but I didn't do it on the last one, so I'm gonna keep it as that. I will be back with the playlist because eventually the playlist get ready to go. So I'll see y'all when I come back.
Sean Diddy Combs is back in the spotlight today after federal agents raided his homes in Miami and Los Angeles last week. The New York Post reports today that authorities will widen the investigation into Diddy's past. Tanya Rubin, a victim of a 1999 Club New York shooting, told this to News Nation. Let's listen.
I'm willing to have a doctor remove a part of the 9mm bullet from my face so that they can use it as evidence if needed for the trial.
Almost 25 years ago, Don Combs, Lopez, his bodyguard Anthony Wolf Jones, and rapper Jamal Barrow were arrested following a shooting inside a club. Now, that isn't enough. The record label named in Rodney Lil Rod Jones' lawsuit accusing Sean Diddy Combs of sexual abuse is sending a letter to a federal judge seeking their dismissal from that lawsuit.
Ooh, so this has been a story that has gotten bigger as opposed to smaller as time has gone on, in part because of all of these civil lawsuits that have been filed, not just before the raid last week, but on the day of the raid and since then. You mentioned this civil suit filed by Lil Rod. He alleges that he's seen Combs display his guns and brag about getting away with shooting people. Combs' attorney has responded saying that Lil Rod is nothing more than a liar who filed a $30 million lawsuit, shamelessly looking for an undeserved payday. But the Lil Rod allegations do provide potentially some interesting context for, again, this 1999 club shooting that resulted in that young woman, Rubin, being shot in the face and still living with
having
shrapnel.
That is crazy.
Right. And another kind of point of public interest in this case is that at the time, of course, Diddy was dating Jennifer Lopez. In one of these civil suits, there's an allegation that she is the one that brought, of course, just an allegation, but brought the gun inside of the club. Questions about what she knew at the time and how much she knew about it, especially if reportedly, Diddy is someone who has been bragging about how he's been able to get away and get off from these gun charges. After the 99 club shooting, his friend, one of their associates, was charged with 10 years in jail for that, but Diddy was not implicated.
Yeah, and you can pay to make civil lawsuits go away. You can't pay to make a federal investigation go away. So I think this feels like the tip of the iceberg. This feels like we're about to get into some real stuff that has been buried a long time, that has been alluded to in terms of sexual behavior at his properties. I think last time we talked about this, we played the clip of Usher being asked about it on Howard Stern all those years back. Usher, underage at the time, says he was underage.
Very
when he
underage,
lost his
13 years old.
virginity there,
Right.
kind of alluding to the things going on. Now of these new accusations of sexual misconduct, I think one of them does concern a woman who was underage at the time. So we're getting into some bad territory.
Right. Now, Diddy seems to have retained Mark Geragos, who is a well-known celebrity lawyer. He represented Winona Ryder in the midst of her store theft cases. Remember that all those years ago, and scores and scores of other celebrities. He did an interview on News Nation as well, and he was saying that there's something a little bit odd about of course he's representing Diddy, but he's saying that there's something odd about the kind of order of events as they unfold. That typically the raid is the apotheosis of an investigation, but in this instance, the investigation seems to have followed the raid, suggesting that they didn't have enough to arrest him, and now they're trying to build a case after the fact.
Well, that is
That's
what
his
the attorney
argument.
would say, obviously.
And of course,
and they've not arrested Diddy yet.
Right, and he's also made the allegation that this is proceeding very quickly, implicitly, suspiciously quickly, but that being his only sort of kind of qualification and response here, or his substantial qualification and response in the context of the interview, suggests to me that Diddy is potentially facing quite a bit of trouble. And I think that your point about the difference between the civil suits, which so far he's been able to make go away, notably the suit from his former partner Cassie at the end of last year that alleged very serious sexual misconduct, was settled at that time. But that did seem to be the kind of the opening of the Pandora's box to all of these other investigations, including this federal raid.
Yes, we should note that, I don't think we brought this up last time, but further reporting from the Daily Mail, from Us Weekly, has said that Diddy's two sons, Justin and King, were detained and handcuffed during these raids. So they are, and they're 25 and 30, so they're not underage.
No, they were detained. I did see discourse about whether or not that was necessary or appropriate. I mean, one of the arguments that is being made by the feds is that obviously if you warn people as to the fact that they're about to be investigated, that they're about to be raided, and you're trying to procure physical evidence, then you don't want to tip anybody off. And there have been allegations about what kind of corroborating materials might exist at the house.
Right.
We don't know yet about what was collected, the nature of what was collected, or if there's anything that would implicate Diddy more seriously in a federal investigation.
Right. What you think of as what you would think of in terms of a raid of this kind would be, frankly, would be drugs and guns. Although the drugs has not been. These are sexual allegations, so I don't know. Or maybe a box of documents he kept shouldn't have had.
But there also obviously there is this. There is the gun charge that's implicated by Rubin, who is volunteering to provide
he hasn't
additional
been accused
evidence.
of gun running or stockpiling weapons, but they find something.
The rap artist who filed the civil suit did, as part of his allegations, accuse him of bragging about getting away with gun offenses and shooting and gun possession and those kinds of things. So I do think this is all on the table. It's all fair play, which does raise some questions. Are they trying to throw stuff at the wall to see what sticks because they're out to get Diddy and this is a motivated prosecution? Or is it the case that he has been a person in the public eye for a very long time that's been very closely affiliated with a lot of kind of tragedy and bad acts that have happened within the hip hop community? And now, because of perhaps his fading star in the industry, the willingness of people to come forward now, all of the stuff that he has avoided is just sticking. It's not that it's a bad faith attack. It's just that finally we're getting to a tipping point where the evidence is sufficient that Diddy will ultimately be held not just civilly but criminally accountable for some of the things that he's alleged to have done.
Or is this just now, in the post-Me Too era, we're not letting people get away with this kind of stuff no matter how long ago it was. It's being resurfaced. I think that might be the...
the Me Too era has been going on for a long time, and I would argue that we're far from its peak, frankly. It does seem, even in the case of Weinstein and Bill Clinton, excuse me, Bill Cosby, apologies.
Watch it there.
That it did become, it wasn't that there was new information all at once, but that it got to a fever pitch. Enough people came forward that it was difficult to ignore or frankly even pay off. And if we look at how much money it seems to have taken in the past to settle various lawsuits, it's one thing to say with one person, with Cassie, I'm going to be able to make that go away. Does even someone like Diddy have enough money to settle the rap artist's suit was for $30 million? Now, I presume that he would settle potentially for much less than that. But even someone like Diddy has to be looking at the checkbook and saying, can I really manage all of these civil suits with money?
Yeah, it is fascinating. I mean, we're revisiting, that shootout from involving Jennifer Lopez, and I mean, this is going back 25 years now. It's interesting to have that all, finally brought back into focus, and someone willing to testify, willing to have surgery or an operation to have shrapnel removed to provide new information on that case that's 25 years old is incredible.
Well, it is worth noting also that Rubin testified at that case back then, and she said that she saw Diddy shoot the gun in her face, but that testimony wasn't sufficient to get any kind of conviction back then. So I think it's probably worth revisiting what conflicting testimony said. Yeah. I presume there was some reasonable reason.
I saw you shoot me in the face.
Yeah.
Seems like pretty persuasive testimony to me.
Well, not if there are other witnesses that say something different. So it's worth keeping in mind that there was a different kind of judicial outcome at the.
Welcome back to the SK1 show. Y'all know what this is. Yo, it's like this though. When you really look into this business, right? You know what I'm saying? It's like all of these stories always have some kind of truth that comes to the light. So don't be in the minds where as though, if you're on your platform and you scared to say anything that you're scared to say, because you don't want to step on toes or somebody willing to take your platform from you, then why you even get up there to speak? You know what I'm saying? Why you even get up there to speak? If I feel like I can't say what I want to say on my platform, then I might as well not even be on that platform. You know what I mean? What happened to people voicing what they feel in their opinion? And I'm not saying voice your opinion where as though you being, real negative to the person you talking about, being real rude and disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that. But if you feel like you got enough facts that you read up and you want to give your opinion on what you think about it, why can't you give your opinion? You know what I'm saying? And this the way that things are with this world. People not saying what they feel no more. They took it out the music already when they took the story out the music. You know what I'm saying? So that's why a lot of, rappers that got good stories to tell in music no more, they turn into podcasts. You know what I'm saying? Because they can speak what they want to speak right now. You can't go and do music no more and speak and do music because people not hearing to do music no more. They looking for rappers to talk about the drugs that they put in their bodies and stuff like that. So everything and go back into real topic. Let me get into me talking about the rest of Diddy, and then I'm gonna go into Jay-Z because Jay-Z also Diddy and Jay-Z, they go hand to hand. Diddy, R. Kelly, and Jay-Z, they go hand to hand. You know what I'm saying? They go hand to hand. So with them hitting this man's house, looking for evidence, tapes and all, whatever they got, they found cell phones and stuff like that. They gonna destroy this man. They already did it. He already been destroyed. Suge Knight already put some stuff out too on his little podcast talking about Diddy and stuff. And 50 mad. 50, look, yo, one thing I can say about 50 Cent. And I never been real big on 50 Cent, you know what I'm saying? I never was this big on 50 Cent. You know, and for me to give him his props, you know what I'm saying? I'm giving him his props. I'm giving him his props from that show he got on Stars too. Big up to 50 Cent for that show you got on Stars. But I never was Team G Unit. Nah, not over here. You know, not over here. No Team G Unit over here. But anyway, big up to you, 50 though. I respect everything you know, man. You know, as far as your business going and stuff like that. But you know, it took a person like you to not crack down on what you do, man. And you stand around to it. You know what I'm saying? You kept your foot on his throat. You know what I'm saying? And I know why you did it, because he basically, you know, had your baby mother involved in some stuff. Yeah, he did. So, with the disrespectful of that, you know what I'm saying? Now, your baby mother want to come for you because she don't like the fact that you putting the business out of her and Diddy or this and that. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it's crazy, you know? But, you know, 50 ain't hounding back on nothing. He ain't hounding back on nothing. He's saying what he's saying and not caring. You know what I'm saying? That's why I said him and Kanye, they letting you know already. And yeah, can 50 Cent troll? Yeah, 50 Cent a troll like a mother. Jim Jones can't even tell you that. You know what I'm saying? Jim Jones will sit back up there and troll with him. You know? But this what they do. You know what I'm saying? This what they do. You know? But to sit up there and try to defend Diddy in some little crazy way that you're doing it. And I'm not doing shots at nobody. I ain't doing shots at nobody's show. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, I'm just hearing everybody trying to sneak defend him. But they try to make it seem like they waiting on the answer. No, you can't sit up there and just, you know, I don't believe it, you know, with this man paying you your paycheck, with you with Revolt TV, you know what I'm saying? You gotta be with Revolt TV to sit up there and try to defend him a little bit. You gotta probably work for him, you know. He probably paying Charlamagne, one of the ones, and Envy was one of the ones that was being paid by Revolt. They were another company now because Diddy had to give it up. If they still work with Revolt, I don't know, but yeah, they couldn't say much on it because they was getting paid, you know. Nori couldn't say much on it, you know. Nori can't say nothing because he was getting paid by Puffy. So I understand if you running this man platform and you not trying to speak on it, you know what I'm saying? But see, I know Diddy don't own Spotify, so I can say whatever I want to say over here. You know, I know Diddy ain't popping with Spotify, you know, but still, you know, I'm on. Look, if I get censored over here for what I say, I'll find another platform. No disrespect, Papa, but yeah, you know, you should be able to speak your opinion. You know what I'm saying? Whether they paying you or not. You know what I'm saying? You should speak your own opinion. You know? I mean, what? Why? Look, y'all, I love being independent. You know what I'm saying? Big up to Spotify for letting us independent people, you know, do what we do over here. You know what I mean? Because we ain't got to worry about the BS. We can say what we think. You know what I'm saying? We ain't got to answer to somebody that's doing some crooked stuff in the background and then try to tiptoe around our words, what we saying about the person. You know what I'm saying? So, big up to Spotify. Anyway, but I'm just saying, though, y'all, like, when you sit and you look at it, since 90 since. Shit, Puffy been around for a while. He been in heavy D days. He been around for a while. But when he kicked off Bad Boys in 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 2000s, in the early 2000s, even at the Big, this man was just like, you know, when Big died, look how fast he blew up. Like, how in the world? Biggie died in 97. 97 was the year that you first made Puffy and the Family album. I think it was the Puffy and the Family. I think that was the name of the album. Your album started kicking off in 98. Next thing you know, instead of you just being the face, you became the face. Everybody was seeing you in your music videos. You can go and ask Suge Knight. He could tell y'all on that Source Awards back in the day. Everybody seen you in those videos. We seen so much of you, we thought you was the artist. You may not have been rapping, but you might as well have pick that mic up. You up there dancing around in a video like you having a heart attack or something. Like, man, you couldn't sit down. You jumping around like you was high or something. You know what I mean? You think people want to keep on seeing you, Puffy? You like a backup dancer. Oh, Nick, you like the mascot. That's how much people seen you. Biggie's supposed to be on the boat. You know what I'm saying? He could have had somebody else up there. You on the boat with him. I'm quite sure when you was in a couple of his other videos, but yo, we ain't seen you too much. We seen you in 112 video. We seen you in some, I don't remember seeing you in all Faith videos, but I do remember seeing you in some of Total videos, and you took over that too. Man, you know. So do I think you and Jay-Z had a talk? Do I think you and Jay-Z had some kind of thing going with as though y'all was gonna be the new faces? Jay-Z ran Rockefeller after coming from Def Jams, and then became the president of Def Jams, and they didn't let LL Cool J be the president of Def Jams. Don't that sound suspicious? You know what I'm saying? That's why LL Cool J and Jay-Z was beefing, because LL been with Def Jams since he been with Def Jams, longer than Jay-Z was rapping, longer than Jay-Z ever became as big as he was. And they decided to give Jay-Z that position. Kevin Lounge and y'all dirty for that. Y'all dirty. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't know what to say. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Because, no, I think Kevin Lounge, he stepped out, you know, from that position. But, you know, Jay-Z just wound up getting it. And I think LL should have got it. LL been over on Def Jams. LL is Def Jams. Without Russell and his homeboy that the founders of Def Jams. Yeah. LL, when they brought LL over there, LL became Def Jams. Jam Master Jay and them, they is Def Jam. You know what I mean? Rest in peace, Jam Master Jay. Anyway, you know, all I got to say is that Diddy and Hov would not be nowhere where they at if it wasn't for them pioneers. Big up to Run DMC for even making hip hop being known as crossover. They crossed it over. Hip hop is known now because of Run DMC. And LL just been there. LL been handling it. and Diddy. This who you wanted to help, Jay-Z? You get rather big to help Jay-Z and help yourself? That's what I'm saying, y'all. That's what I'm saying. Y'all took out Biggie. Y'all got Ali out the way. Look, my opinion, alleged for Biggie and alleged for Aaliyah. But I think there's some truth to that. See y'all when I come back.
Curse because they were happy about getting signed first, and they were on the Benjamins and shit was going. But then he made them jiggy and put them in suits and made them write lyrics for him and took all that publishing and.
Okay, I see what's really good. You're trying to eliminate the competition, you know, because at first you retire, you know, then get me off the label. Now you're back rapping again. Okay. It's all good. It's all good.
Y'all, we need to talk about how all the people who tried to expose Diddy and Jay-Z are either under the ground or they've been labeled crazy, and no one takes them seriously anymore. Well, the late great DMX was one of these people, and he allegedly tried to expose Diddy for pimping out and mistreating his artist, and Jay-Z for being in cahoots with the Illuminati higher-ups. Meanwhile, Jaguar Wright recently did a new interview on Diddy and Jay-Z, and she said people don't even realize that Jay-Z is even worse than Diddy. And we have yet to hear about all the vile and disturbing things Mr. Sean Carter allegedly did to get to the top.
You want to know what makes Diddy being publicly shamed like this so left?
What's that?
Sean Carter is worse.
But did DMX really know all about Diddy and Jay-Z's evil ways? What exactly did he witness while working with these two? Let's get into it.
A lot of the love I had for wanting to be a part of the industry is not there anymore. I don't even associate myself with the industry. You know what I'm saying? I'm not an industry artist. I'm an artist in the industry.
Y'all, the Diddy rabbit hole is getting more insane by the day, but he's not the only one getting exposed, and the spotlight is now also on his longtime buddy, Jay-Z. And reports recently surfaced that DMX was one of the first people in the industry who saw right through the both of them. An interview recently surfaced where DMX said Diddy was graping his artists. And while some folks think DMX was using that word as a metaphor for Diddy not paying his artists enough, others are convinced X meant exactly what he said.
Well, Locks got signed before I did. Even though I bought the Locks Store Riders, they got signed. They were a safer group, Puff signed them. And it was a blessing and a curse because they were happy about getting signed first, and they were on the Benjamins and shit was going. But then he made them jiggy and put them in suits and made them write lyrics for him and took all that publishing and like, damn. I'm glad I didn't, you keep that. And we went to, as soon as they got signed, D was like, yo, if you like the Locks, Like X is like big dog. Like those are the pups. Like you look. And, you know, all that respect.
In another interview, DMX said Diddy first refused to sign him to Bad Boy because he thought he wasn't marketable enough. But when he saw the offer Def Jam laid on the table, Diddy begged him to stay with him. X said he was like, I'll lace your pockets. I'll double what they gave you and lace your pockets. But DMX wasn't feeling Diddy's vibe, and that's allegedly because he got the word about some sinister things going on at Bad Boy behind closed doors. One fan even claimed that X spoke about how Diddy used to grape his artists, especially Biggie, and everyone thought DMX was crazy. Again, maybe DMX was using the R word as a way of saying Diddy was taking all of Biggie's money. But then again, after hearing all these recent allegations about Diddy, anything is possible. Now, as for DMX and Jay-Z, they had this whole tangled history, and though Jay showed respect publicly when X passed, folks are saying X never fully trusted Jay. DMX allegedly thought Jay was shady and never really wanted anyone else to rise up. X even said Jay messed with his 6th album because he was scared of the competition, but Jay never owned up to that move. So right after DMX passed on April 19th, 2021, Jay showed up on LeBron James's show, The Shop, and LeBron asked him about DMX's legacy. Jay remembered a time back in '99 when he boycotted the Grammys because DMX didn't get a nod, and he talked about how despite them being in the game together, there was still this bond of love amid all that competition.
A little bit just about like what he meant to the culture and maybe meant to you personally.
By the way, the first time I boycotted the Grammys was for him. We both came out that year. He didn't get nominated. He dropped 2 albums, had 2 #1 albums in the same year.
Right. I remember that. Yeah.
They didn't even nominate him. I won that year for rap album. So my first Grammy win, I wasn't in. I wasn't even in the building because I boycotted it for him. So there was a competitive thing, but it was big love. He was so competitive with me. I never met a human being more competitive with me, like ever, not even my big brother.
But here's the thing, Jay conveniently left out he was the one playing that competitive game and supposedly messing with X's grind. Back in 2004, Jay took over as the big shot at Def Jam Records, and according to DMX, that's when things took a turn. DMX had been repping Def Jam for ages, dropping 5 chart-topping projects between '98 and '03. But when Jay-Z slid in as president, X spilled the tea that Jay tried to throw a wrench in his 6th studio album, Year of the Dog, again.
Well, like I said, I had the crazy track record, Def Jam, everything was good. You know, I go to do the 6th album, and you know,
Jay-Z became president.
Yeah. You know, when he first got the job, he hit me with the call like, yo, dog, inmates is running the building, like, yo, you good? Finish the album, shoot the video. What happened? On vacation, and you know, we don't know. We don't know. How do you listen to a whole album, pick a single, shoot a video, then don't know?
According to X, this whole mess went down because Jay had a change of heart about retiring and wanted to clear the field before his big comeback. See, Jay flipped the script on retirement plans, and suddenly he was eyeing that comeback spotlight. But before stepping back into the game, he aimed to eliminate any competition standing in his way, allegedly. And that's when things got really messy between him and X.
Okay, I see what's really good. You're trying to eliminate the competition. You know, because at first you retire, you know, then get me off the label. Now you're back rapping again. Okay. It's all good. That's all good.
This moment was when DMX clocked Jay's game. It was all about Jay's own moves, no care for anyone else if it didn't fit his plan. So X bounced from Def Jam and inked a deal with Columbia Records. But hold up, there's more to why DMX had serious doubts about trusting Jay, and it all ties into Jay's connections with the shady industry higher-ups who really call the shots. See, both Jay and DMX left a mark on the culture and music scene, but they moved very differently in the business game. Unlike Jay-Z, X always kept it real, calling out how those label owners grip artists tight, and he wasn't about to bend for him, not figuratively and not literally.
They got this new breed of rapper that's paying DJs to play their shit.
Right.
And, you know what I'm saying? They sucking the record label executives. And it's like there's too much of that going on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Let me be me. Let me be the artist that I am and just play my motherfucking music. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Now they want you all up under this, you know, sitting at the going to dinner with them and like that, and you know, all that favor for a favor shit. I don't get down like that. Look, I'll give you the music, you give my money. That's it.
Jay-Z, though, he's been in those industry maneuvers right from the jump. And over the years, accusations have piled up about him turning his back on folks who were tight with him. One of those folks is Rockefeller co-founder Dame Dash, who went public saying Jay-Z was all buddy-buddy with those big wigs in the music business and flipped on him. Back in 2021, Dame was looking to offload his shares in Rockefeller, and he spilled the tea that Jay offered him a measly $1.5 million to buy his stake. Dame felt disrespected, like he was being lowballed. So in response, he and his crew tried to put Jay's debut album, Reasonable Doubt, up for sale as an NFT.
When I was offered a certain amount of money for my interest in Rockefeller Inc., which owns Reasonable Doubt, they offered me like $1.5 million, Jay-Z. And I was like, that's some disrespectful shit. So I guess I had to sell it someplace else. And I was talking to my cousin who knew this dude, Ron Sweeney, a lawyer, Ron Sweeney, and they were telling me it might be better to sell it as an NFT and all the things you could do with it.
After that move, Rockefeller went ahead and filed a lawsuit, but Dame fired back, saying he wasn't trying to sell a slice of that project.
I got the lawsuit because, again, I got accused of doing something I did to stop me from doing it. And then everybody just went missing. So I had to deal with the lawsuit on my own. I was like, that's fucked.
Dame peeped the game and saw how these corporate heads were trying to mess with the story. And even though they wrapped up that lawsuit in 2022, Dame wasn't done speaking up. He straight up called Jay out, saying Jay did him dirty for that cash. Dame was basically saying that those corporate big shots in the music business got into Jay's ear and convinced him to turn his back on their partnership. That's the algorithm. It wasn't surprising because that's what always happens, Dame said. They make one sell out the other. Their friend, divide and conquer. That's a normal story. But that's not all. Dame also started naming names, and one person he put on blast was Lear Cohen, a heavyweight in the music scene and Jay-Z's close friend. Lair and Jay have been tight for ages, and Jay even named Lair as his mentor. But word on the street is that Lair was to Jay-Z what Clive Davis was to Diddy, if you know what I mean.
Now, rumor has it, allegedly, Diddy got on his knees for Clive Davis in 1994, and that's how Bad Boy Records came about. So that would make Clive Davis Diddy's mentor, right? And what they share in common is that both of their artists mysteriously end up unalive.
Now, Lair has been tangled up in all sorts of drama over time, and Dame publicly accused him of deliberately using the divide and conquer method to get black artists and moguls to turn on each other. The crazy part is that when Lear popped up on The Breakfast Club in 2018, he went on about the opioid crisis and mentioned DMX, saying he was so sad about X's struggles with substances. But when Charlamagne threw that question at Lear about why he keeps backing artists pushing that drug culture despite knowing about the crisis, Lear straight up said that's just how the business rolls.
One of the biggest artists you ever had had a real bad drug problem, DMX.
I'm so sad. DMX, our society.
So why sign an artist that would promote that?
Because I already answered that question. You weren't paying attention. She asked me talent or issues, and I said talent. But I have to, I can't give up on people.
But I'm saying that's hypocritical though? You're saying the
it's opportunistic.
Yeah.
I got people to feed. I got a business to run.
Charlamagne then went on and brought up how Dame called Lear a culture vulture. And here's what Lair had to say about that.
You're gonna make Dame Dash take this clip and call you a culture vulture?
Who's Dame Dash? You brought him up. I don't even know him. So you bring his name up. I don't even know him.
Charlamagne and Envy then reminded Lear what Dame did for the culture. But Lear once again acted like Dame didn't even exist.
Come on, Lear. Don't do that to him.
I don't know him. I really don't. So, I don't know what to tell you. I won't be complicit.
And this right here, this kind of response is a whole lesson in and of itself about the kind of sway folks like Lear hold in the music scene. It really shows you the weight of their power in this game. Anyway, when Lear's words about Dame went viral, Dame hit back on Instagram, saying Lear basically just proved his whole point. Dame wrote, "Thanks for this, Liar Cohen, for proving my point in the true culture vulture form. They make money off of us and then try to erase our true history and act like the real ones never existed. He pays his bills at the expense expense of us. The big question is, why can't he sell any rock music? Why can't he eat with his own culture? Stop fronting on my people like you mean something. Your own culture laughs at you. Now you're probably wondering, where is the link between all this and DMX? Well, allegedly, Lear was the one who got Jay-Z to mess with X's 6th album. But here's where it gets even wilder. When DMX passed, Lear went on and said some straight up disrespectful stuff about him at his own funeral. DMX's send-off took place in Brooklyn on April 25th, 2021, and a bunch of big names from the industry were giving speeches. Lear was supposed to be there too, but he couldn't even bother to show up in person. Instead, he sent in a recording where he talked about how DMX was a good dude. But then, out of nowhere, Leo dropped the bomb, calling DMX a gremlin.
So the race against time was that we all know X is a gremlin and reckless and looking for a wall to crash into. X, if you listen to X, if you see X, this is, his death is no surprise. If you listen to and you watched who and what X was.
No, for real, how are you gonna label a man a gremlin at his own funeral? Now, we all know X had his battles with substance abuse, but showing up at a funeral and dropping those disrespectful bombs, well, once again, that shows you just how much power and control folks like Lear have. And if this is the guy Jay-Z looks up to as his mentor, then no wonder DMX never fully trusted Jay. Anyway, fans who are now looking at all this mess surrounding Diddy are saying it's only a matter of time before Jay-Z's skeleton start falling out of his closet too. But let me know how you feel about all this. Did DMX know what Diddy was up to? And how...
Welcome back to the SK1 show. Boy. J-A-Y. You know, I like to first off give a RIP to outside of Tupac. You know Tupac got that RIP all day and big up the Pac. But outside of Tupac, I like to give that other RIP to the next greatest rapper behind him, other than LL Cool J. Can't take that from LL Cool J. You know what I'm saying? Big up the LL hip-hop pioneer, you know what I mean? Well, hip-hop, one of hip-hop, goats. You know what I'm saying? As he called himself with the 5 mics. You know what I'm saying? But outside of him, Def Jams brought on somebody that was hungry. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that really put Jay-Z to shame when he was over on Def Jams. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that was built for this hip-hop. You know what I'm saying? He go by the name DMX. Irv Gotti was the one that helped DMX get on. And it was a real talk between where X was gonna be. Was he gonna be a part of a group, this and that? Until he, got up with Ja and he got up with Jay. And the only reason why I'm bringing DMX in this talk is because I'm about to say some more stuff about Jay. And not Jam Master Jay. I'm talking about Jay-Z, Jigga, Ho, whatever you want to call him. H to the Izzo, that one, Sean Carter. Both of their names, Sean. You got Sean Puffy Jones, or Combs, whatever. And then you got Sean Carter. So both of them names Sean, It's crazy how their names both Sean's and they both got a little something with them. You know what I'm saying? But anybody ever question this? Why haven't it worked between X, Ja, and Jay with the murder? Anybody ever question that? Because I'ma tell you, X didn't need Jay. Ja didn't need Jay. And they all didn't need each other. Because when you speak of who was better, see, Jay-Z tried to put himself in the category with Tupac, Biggie, and Nas. But Doug, you stole some of Biggie's stuff. I can't say the same for Jay-Z. I'm at DMX. I never heard DMX rap Biggie part or try to steal a Biggie style. DMX had his own style. Yo, it can never be another DMX. It can never be another DMX. You could try. Only person that would come close to DMX is Drag On. That's the only person that would come close to DMX. As far as what? Drag On got them bars. You know what I'm saying? You hear Drag On, man, Drag On. Man, you put Drag On in a freestyle battle right now. Drag On would destroy you. He would destroy you. But I'm just looking at how the success of one of the greatest rappers come to an end and a tragedy at the end. And why you still got Jay-Z out here. Ja Rule's career was ended. But you still got Jay-Z out here. Somebody explain that one. And I'm not taking no credit from this dude. This dude, I actually, you know what I'm saying? I told y'all I didn't care for Jay-Z at first. But Jay-Z made me believe in his music. You know what I'm saying? He took a note out of Biggie Smalls' notebook. Big up to all the freestylers out here, because that's what we do. We do. Freestyle. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's cool to pick up a pen and a piece of paper. You know what I'm saying? And write a bar. But this dude, Beanie Siegel, said this dude taught him how to freestyle in bars like he rapping it. Now you ask, how can a person that freestyle a song remember the verses that they do? Well, that go back to recording. When you record, you can always rewind it back. That's how you remember, you know. And I think with that, even that, you gotta practice hard, because you don't remember your words until you go back and you know, oh, all right, and then you go back and correct. Oh well, you gotta. And some people just get it right then and there. But let's not take off what Jay-Z has brought. Jay-Z was a brilliant, smart businessman. You got me? And eventually, Jay-Z branched off and do what Jay do. Now you ask me, did Kanye only write beats? Or was it Beanie Siegel? Who else was over there writing for Jay? And what happened to a mill? Remember, I told y'all on part 2 I was going to talk about a mill. You know what I'm saying? And this is just why I want to talk about a mill. You know what I'm saying? See, I don't want to go off a topic. I try not to go off the topic. But, I got to talk about the people that were surrounding Jay-Z. You know what I'm saying? And how their careers also. Because I said enough about Jay-Z, but I got to talk around it right now. Just to, without something. You know what I'm saying? How in the world a mill was one of the rock first ladies, such as Eve was Rough Riders, first lady, and Vita, a Murder Inc. You know what I'm saying? Until they brought other females in, but Vita, one of the original Murder Inc. So you had these 3 top female artists. Eve became a star by herself though. But Emil, yo, she was, yo, if you would put Emil up against some of these female artists that's out there, she would eat them up. She would eat them up. She would eat them up. Yo, Emil was one of the realest outside of Eve and Vita. Cause Vita and Eve boy, shoot, we ain't talking about Eve. But oh my goodness. But Emil, yo, that all I got to say, if y'all don't know about Emil, or y'all haven't heard of Emil, then y'all wasn't living in the 90s. You know what I'm saying? Y'all must be some, mid 2000 babies. You know what I'm saying? If you don't know nothing about Emil, go and do your homework. Pull Emil up. Man. Yo, I remember when she brought her first album out. I had to buy it. I had Seagulls. I had Memphis Bleaks. I had Jay-Z's. I had to go and get Emil's. Why leave a member out when you had to get the other member that's in the group? Man, her album didn't do what it's supposed to do. And I don't think it got the recognition that it should have got. But with my honest opinion, I think it should have been as big as it was. Oh, she did the song with Beyonce on there. That was one of the singles on there. That was one of the singles that blew up. But let me tell y'all this. Beyonce was on that song. And it's weird to see B on there with Emil. Y'all see what this going at? Aaliyah still was living around that time. But y'all see what this going at? Jay-Z was supposed to have got Emil pregnant, or they were supposed to have been dealing with each other. What if Jay-Z, this is a big what if. What if Jay-Z was already dealing with Beyonce behind the doors and didn't want nobody to know he was dealing with her because of her age? Y'all follow me? See, when Emil did this CD, Beyonce had to have been no more than 17 years old, if not 16. See, I'm going to tell you, when you working on projects, they don't got to release it the same year that it come out. Sometimes it take 2 years to get the project going. Because back in them days, you had to go do a whole lot of approvals to get the album even pushed. You ain't gotta go do too many approvals now. You do gotta go do a little approval system to get it put. You do. It's still a little approval because, I discovered that. You know what I'm saying? You gotta get approved to get anywhere. You just can't drop a single and think that single won't get approved. No. I'm telling you, if you're distributing it, you getting it published, I'm just letting you know, it is a process that it gotta go do. But this process not as long as it was probably back in the day. This process is a little quicker. You might gotta wait a couple of days, a few days for them to get back to you. And then you be like, oh, all right. Then oh, wow, I'm finally clear. Yeah. That's why you guys set a date. You guys set a date whereas though you know that date won't interfere with their processing. Because if you try to bring it out in the same day, then that's not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen. I'm just letting you know. It may happen now, and I haven't released a single since 2020, but yeah, it's not gonna happen. You know. But yeah, when you sit up there and you look at it, it makes sense how Mill got pushed out of the way. She just got pushed out of the way. And I'm going to tell y'all, she did a song on that album. And I think this what got her thrown out. If I was doing a playlist, I would see a Spotify let me put that song on here. Spotify might not let me put that song, because her album is almost like it's independent. And like I told y'all how they do with independent music. Some of the songs on the album might not have been independent, because like I said, she had that one single with Beyonce on there, so I know that one. But the majority of the songs can be independent songs too. You know what I'm saying? So you can get an album with a little mix. Alright, I'm gonna throw this on here. Oh, this was just something I was just working on the other day. It's mine. You know what I'm saying? I wanna throw that in there. Can I throw that in there? You know what I'm saying? You know, and even though as messed up as it sounds, you still gotta pay the label. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Anyway. Sorry to jump off a topic. I'm just not rambling. I'm just trying to put a puzzle together. You know what I'm saying? That's all. Just trying to put a puzzle together. Just from what I talked about DMX to a Mill and Aaliyah. Now I know I mentioned Vita name, LL name, and all of that stuff on this particular segment right here, but they not the main factors I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? On this is Beyonce, Aaliyah, Mill, Jay-Z, and DMX. There's a reason why X did not join the murderers with Irv Gotti, and he went on with Rough Riders. Jay-Z knew X was gonna be bigger than him. He couldn't touch him. That's probably what happened with that. He couldn't touch him. Jay-Z knew that, but he found another way of trying to block X style, and they get my boy X hooked on drugs and stuff like that, and trying to make him like he crazy, because they knew X was the next. I ain't gonna say the next Tupac, but X was right there. You know what I'm saying? You know, so God rest DMX. So, you know, big up Rough Riders. See y'all when I come back.
say the least. And this really feels like a fall from grace.
You know, once you're ready to share it with your fans and the world, then nobody could judge it.
Understanding and knew that I'm not the worst of what I've done.
It seems like Jay-Z might be going to jail after all, and it's none other his Beth Diddy who snitched on him and told the feds everything about Jay's involvement in his criminal ring. In case you haven't noticed, Jay has been suspiciously silent in the past weeks while Diddy's criminal saga was unfolding in front of our eyes, from raids to his victims' claims. His friend Jay-Z smelled the trouble, and it said he was gearing up with strongest lawyer team in the country because he's afraid that the feds will investigate him next. Apparently, Diddy realizes what deep trouble he's in, and he tries to reduce his sentence by snitching on everyone else. And Jay-Z was the first on his list.
Just he been lining up people he calls friends and stepping to the side while they get hit by the guillotine for 30 years.
But as it turned out, Jay chose the wrong partner in crime to trust to, and Diddy doesn't want to go down alone, so he's dragging his pal Sean Carter in the legal saga. As sources close to Jay-Z state, the music producer didn't expect such a betrayal because, in his turn, he stayed completely silent on all Diddy's allegations. But here's the thing, Diddy's plan is to portray himself as a pawn in Jay's game, and he's saying that he was the real kingpin of the industry who pulled the strings all this time. There's been a lot of shady things that Jay has been involved in over the years, and the list of his own crimes is worth a thorough investigation. If the feds are getting a warrant to search his lavish mansion as well, he might be the next in line to be thrown in jail, next to other predatory pals like R. Kelly and even Diddy himself. I mean, this man's life has been full of red flags and illegal relationships, like the one he allegedly had with Foxy Brown.
Jay finally this year, let him know, niggas, ask him straight up like, yo, what's the situation with Foxy?
The story goes that the producer set his eyes on this talented girl when she was barely 15 years old. At that moment, Jay was approaching 30, and as he always said, their relationship was nothing else but business and music. Yet the whispers are saying that he was the first man in Foxy's life. According to the sources, he convinced her into being intimate with him in exchange for her career's advancement. But the whole thing was kept in secret, and Foxy even had to debunk the rumors. Jay has only been wonderful to me and my family, a great friend throughout all the years I've known him, and we had nothing but great success as a team. But here's the thing, Foxy suddenly disappeared from the spotlight, and some insiders attributed that to her secret pregnancy from Jay. It's still unknown whether he made her got rid of the baby, or just hushed her with cash and blackballed her from the industry. Jay's ex-best friend, Dame Dash, was later asked what really happened between those two, but he refused to give a clear answer.
At what age was Foxy Brown signed?
I wasn't paying attention to Foxy Brown.
But I
didn't sign Foxy Brown.
I know you did.
I'm just asking.
But judging by the way Dame reacted to a seemingly innocent question, it raises the suspicion that something illegal was going on. First of all, Dame refused to discuss the topics related to Foxy's age and her being mentored by Jay. But you see, Dame Dash didn't want to expose himself as an accomplice in the illegal relationship, and that's quite understandable. He said, "It sounds like you have a question for Jay. Ask him. You keep asking me questions y'all want to ask him because he ain't here. Ask him. I ain't got nothing to do with that, and I don't even know nothing about that." While he was reluctant to discuss Foxy, he didn't hesitate to reveal details about Jay's attempts to pursue a relationship with another R&B, hottie Aaliyah.
A big deal, like who could get with Aaliyah? You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
We all put like.
Was he bitter?
Obviously.
He shared that Jay would often invite Aaliyah to his parties and dates, hoping to win her over, but she was not interested. Dame also mentioned Jay's efforts to woo her, including sending flowers and trying to court her. But Aaliyah wasn't interested in Jay, and she chose Dame to be her boyfriend, which kinda made Jay angry. And as you know, Aaliyah's life was tragically cut short soon after she made her choice. There's a belief that he was a part of the industry's sacrifice, and her demise paved the way to Jay's wife, Beyoncé. While there's no solid proof to this, fans have been discussing this theory for years. As one person commented, "Why is everyone surprised on all this? Isn't this part of the hip-hop image and part of going large?" And another user added, "Not surprised at all." Diddy and Jay were always at the top of something. Common y'all really think they're going to become billionaires that fast without doing some shady stuff. Following Aaliyah's tragic demise, there were rumors suggesting foul play, with claims that she was sedated and placed on the plane without her consent. It was also insinuated that Jay manipulated Beyoncé when was still under 18, but in order to avoid jail, he waited until she's of age.
I don't think you discussed it, and then 4 days later, we find out you got married.
That happened?
Jay and Diddy both have the same way of manipulating the industry, and there are many victims that suffered from their shady dealings and schemes. But with Diddy trying to save himself from the sad fate, it may look like the spotlight and media attention will be directed at Jay now. And folks, Jay has no less count of victims than Diddy. Recently, a well-buried story has surfaced describing the mysterious demise of Jay-Z alleged lover, Kathy White. She was rumored to have had an affair with Jay-Z and passed away under mysterious circumstances after allegedly threatening to expose their relationship. As the journalist who worked on that story mentioned, I then uncovered photos of Kathy hanging with Jay-Z and Diddy, no less, at Teo nightclub in Las Vegas. So I called her back and asked her about the photo evidence that debunked her initial claim that she had never met or hung out with Jay-Z. However, her revelations about Jay-Z never made it to any media because she was found without any signs of life, leaving the internet detectives connect the dots.
The industry publicist supposedly was the mistress of Jay-Z. He allegedly gave her the same ring as the one he gave to Beyonce.
Apparently, as soon as Jay heard that White had considered going public with details of her affair with this man, the fate was sealed. And here's just one interesting detail you must know. All these whispers of Jay's affairs coming to the surface somehow coincided with Beyonce's pregnancy announcement. As one tabloid wrote, then, little more than 48 hours after the announcement that Beyonce was pregnant with Jay-Z's baby, this young lady suddenly passes away under suspicious circumstances. This story only raises questions about the motive and whether Jay-Z or Beyonce might have had a role in the alleged crime to protect their brand.
You can either address it or you can pretend until it blows up at some point.
Kathy White's sudden departure has set the rumor mills on fire. According to the insiders, Kathy's entire identity was wiped out as if this lady has never existed. Plus, this story of her allegedly passing away because of brain aneurysm. People are saying that it's more like Jay wanted her out of the picture. Let's just think logically for a moment. Just as Beyonce and Jay-Z are basking in the glow of their baby announcement, Kathy's shocking story is being hushed and her entire life being wiped out in order for the Carters to protect their empire and name.
Had I had the level of consciousness then that I have now, things would have turned out differently.
Jay-Z has gotten away with so many things, watching his friends going down for some serious crimes one after another. First, he disassociated himself from R. Kelly, who was convicted of absolutely disgusting things, very similar to what Diddy is about to face. Now, it's Diddy's turn as he suddenly finds himself in hot water with Homeland Security. People were saying he was off to the Caribbean escaping the drama, but fast forward to the present day, he was witnesses strutting in Miami, free as a bird, sparking rumors that he's cut a deal. It's clear that there are broader issues within the entertainment industry, and the net of alleged misconducts is wide and includes all Diddy's pals, with Jay-Z being at the forefront of allegations of sacrificing and manipulating others.
So Jay, on the other side, he did what he had to do.
The recent raid on Diddy's properties by Homeland Security might have made him think of a potential deal with authorities that could implicate Jay-Z and others and grant Diddy a less severe punishment. With Jay-Z possibly facing a huge legal trouble, and with Diddy seemingly ready to sing like a canary, many fans are getting ready for the juiciest chapter in hip-hop's book of secrets. As one person commented, whoever thinks Jay-Z is innocent should go get checked out. And another user added, if Jay-Z is doing something that is against the law and once the police get into it and come for Jay-Z, they will also come for Beyonce too. This story is only just beginning.
Welcome back to the SK1 show. Alright, y'all, so look, I was gonna do a 5th segment, but I'ma just wrap it all up in here. Basically, this part 2 became the news part. But I will come back with a 3rd part. You know what I'm saying? It became somewhat what I was discussing, but then at the same time, I did have to do a little news in with it because of Diddy. You know what I'm saying? Jay-Z not in the news right now, but as far as I'm keep hearing it, but until I get full fact that Beyonce is ready to bounce on Jay-Z because she don't want to be caught up in the scandal what's going on, because she know eventually when the evidence come out, she believe that Jay-Z had some kind of involvement going on with this whole thing, and I just don't think it was T.I. and golly, Nicki Minaj and exposed Meek Mills. Lord Jesus, I don't need to hear that no more. Oh my goodness, Lord, what my ears heard on that tape. Oh my God, I had to stop that daggone tape. But yeah, Nicki, why would you do that? That's not that me. If that was you, Lord, Diddy, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. You ain't going devils in the world, But yeah, that's ooh. But anyway, who would have thought that Meek Mills would be tied up in that mess? Lord Jesus, Rose, you should have Well, I can't even say that about Rose. Diddy probably had Rose too. You know him and DJ Khaled and all and all was in them parties too. You know what I'm saying? Fresh Montana. Yo, don't say it ain't so, Jim Jones. Say it ain't so, man. You know what I mean? Man, I ain't heard him say nothing about Jimmy, but yeah, man, I do know Jimmy was up in them parties too, you know, man. A lot of people was up in them parties. I even was watching something, I think she was a news anchor, and they was discussing a raid, and she told her co-worker, she was like, yeah, I've been to them parties before, and I was like, what? I said, boy, that dude had a news anchor up in that mall, boy. I said, shoot, this dude hitting the mall off. You know what I'm saying? Shoot, talking about that big. I forgot how many feet that big is. That big, a big bed, boy. But shoot, I think they said 40 feet. I forgot. But yeah, that big, man. You know, Puffy had all of them laying in that damn bed. You know, man, what the hell? Puffy? Yo, you just... Lord. And as far as Jay-Z go, your story don't have an ending to it yet. You know, your story will continue on because, you know, how you did Dame. You know what I'm saying? But look at your success. Your success is way bigger, and you played it smart. You played it smart. But Jay Raw right. Boy, she got a lot. I don't know what you did to piss her off, but you done something. You know you done something. You know? But on that note, you know, I want to save that for the next episode, part 3. I want to save that for part 3. Because I ain't done talking about Jay-Z yet. And I'm sure enough not done talking about... You know what? I've been talking about Puff Daddy since I've been talking about P. Diddy. And let me not say Puff Daddy. I don't even want to call him Puff Daddy because that's what he said. He be calling them dudes like he called Fabulous Daddy and stuff. I don't want to call you Puff. But no, let me not say that. Let me not say that. That dude, maybe that's why he called himself that. You know what I'm saying? Gay ass. Anyway, on that note, I appreciate everybody that took the time out to even stop and listen to part 1. If you didn't hear part 1, it's over there on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? I'm directing y'all to the YouTube page. Y'all can still listen to it on Spotify because this is what, you know, this is my business right here. You know, support me on Spotify. Support me. You know, this is my home, you know. But I care to share it with y'all on YouTube, you know. But yeah, if you want to stay over here on my home, where my show is at, support it. But these is for people that, you know, don't have the subscription of Spotify. You get to hear it over on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? But if you subscribe to my podcast over here on Spotify and you paying that subscription a month and you listening to, you know, whatever you listen to on Spotify, but you chose to come over here to listen to my podcast show, big up. The Spotify give you podcasts and music, and you only pay $10 and some change a month. You know, yeah, that's what you pay, $10 some change a month. So anyway, well, that's taxes, because it's really, I think it's like $9.99, but with the taxes and stuff, it comes to 10 something. You know, I mean, hey, I pay for Spotify my daggone self, you know, but hey, you know, I got other stuff, which is though I gotta pay. Anyway, let me stop. Yeah. You know, this is where it's at, y'all. Diddy, Beyonce, Puffy, and the list goes on. The list goes on, and they go on. You know what I'm saying? J-Lo, boy, they caught you in a lie. They caught you in a lie. A lot of people. R. Kelly said he ain't going down by himself. No, Robbie said I'm not going down by myself. You know, they got me. They gonna get y'all too. He told you his mom might have been telling him no. But him, Diddy, and Jay-Z probably even too. Their mom might have been telling them no. But they ain't telling little girls no. You know what I mean? No pedophiles, boy. All them pedophiles. Anyway, let me stop before they trying to say I'm putting false information out. That's alleged. Well, I can't say that about R. Kelly yet. I ain't saying alleged about R. Kelly. R. Kelly already locked up for it. So look, the other two ain't locked up yet. I did say yet. So I ain't calling them pedophiles. You know that'd be like, oh, hey, you know, nope. Don't listen to the first part of what I just said and then take what you took and then go out there and then be like, oh, yeah, he said this. Yeah, all right, whatever. I ain't got no money, y'all, so if y'all sue me, I don't know what y'all gonna get. But anyway. Anyway. Yeah. I'll see y'all on the news episode. I will be back over to SK1 News. I'm gonna take a break over here. I did 2 episodes over here. So I will be back with the part 3 after I do a couple of news episodes over on the news podcast, you know, where I do the original news at, you know. Sorry what happened, you know, as far as what y'all heard in L City of Baltimore, you know, with the whole little ship running into the Key Bridge, you know. So yeah. Oh man, that was something. Should I come back to talk about that? Yes, I will come back and talk about that. That is something that I really wanted to get over there and talk about this week. I haven't got a chance to get over there to talk about that Key Bridge. But yeah, I know y'all been hearing about it, so I really didn't want to discuss it. And I didn't want to go into other talks of what I'm assuming and thinking of it, you know, because a lot of lives was lost on that thing too. So yeah, that's a touchy topic to talk about for real. You know, rest in peace to all of them people that lost their lives over there. You know, I mean, oh my goodness. You know, and any one of us could have been, you know, going across that bridge. As far as just, you know, people could just been traveling, you know, the timing in the morning, people travel back and forth to work and stuff like that. Or they just, you know, riding from somebody from somewhere, you know what I mean? You know, some people got to take that bridge to get to certain destination, definitely over from the Dundalk area and stuff like that. So, you know, thank God nothing, you know, happened with it, though. It was a lot of folks that went over there, but, you know, I'm sorry what happened to people that has went over, and they still probably ain't gonna find all of their bodies yet, if it's some more bodies, because they still cleaning up over there. And then I heard it was 2 survivors. So yeah, that right there, you know, that was scary. They're definitely here. You know, they said the ship, the power went out on the ship and it crashed into the bottom, and it just knocked that bridge down, you know. So yeah, y'all be careful anywhere out there, you know what I mean? Anywhere, you know, just like how that happened, you know, anything can happen at any given time, you know, and that was a main port right there. That was the main. That just didn't affect Baltimore. That affected the country for real. You know what I'm saying? That affected, you know, the country. It's a main port. You know what I'm saying? It was a main port. So, y'all enjoy the rest of y'all day. I will put my information up on the screen, but y'all know, you know, this is the podcast. So, yeah, I'll put it up on the screen. Y'all see it. It's gonna be on video and it's YouTube and Spotify. I'm not doing the playlist, so don't worry about me knowing the thing. At first, I was gonna do it on the first one, but it was just too much. So yeah, and I got new merch in the store too. So yeah, I got new merch. So, you know, I'll leave a link in the description of the YouTube channel, and y'all can go over and check my new merch out. All right, y'all have a good one. Bye.
Hey yo, y'all ain't hard to the streets no more, man. Yo, y'all niggas gotta go hard to the streets again. Remember? Yo, back in 95 when we did it, yo. Stopping back to the hood once again. When the boy had nothing but his friends. We all just used to sit out, freestyle on the block and do what we do. But I don't know